Well, now, starting 1st January 2025, as usual, by the way, this is my third year doing this kind of a challenge. I started it back in 2023. The challenge was about 68,000. We came to 2024, which is about to end in a day's time. The challenge was actually saving 100,000. Now, this year, 2025, which is literally starting a day from today, we're gonna actually be saving or challenging ourselves to save 250,000. That is 250,000 by the end of December. I do have a WhatsApp group, and you people, you've been asking me, hey, you know what, Joseph? Hey, join me in your WhatsApp group and what have you. I have close to 1,500 to 2,000 around there or something of sort. So it's a group of people who have actually come together to motivate each other. For example, let's say you embark on a savings challenge and then you're hanging around with people who are not on the same mission as you. So you ain't gonna get any motivation. But when you come together in this kind of a group, it's where people ask. I actually encourage them. Once you save, and by the way, this is not just saving, this is investing. And investing in a money market fund, guess what you get? You actually get to be taught by me, okay, about money market fund, how to open an account, how to invest, and how to go about it. And I encourage them, okay, once you invest, please take that screenshot of that transfer, and of course, mask that private information and put it here for the purposes of motivating each other. And I am telling you, if I get the reviews of that particular, and by the way, if you happen to join that particular WhatsApp group, which is a VIP group, you will actually interact with people who have been with me for over 3 years. So you'll ask those questions and you'll be told, indeed, we have been here for more than 2 years, and now this is our third year and what have you. So anyway, I've actually decided to make this video exclusively explaining to you what is this 2025 250 savings challenge and what it's gonna entail. This is it. If you're watching me for the first time, this is Good Joseph Anyway speaking. I talk about investment, talk about savings, talk about anything and everything related to your cash. This is where we come and give ourselves all the information and motivation, and we come together. That's why I always tell you, hit that subscription button, make sure that you like the video and leave your comment on the comment section. Now, on this particular year, we're gonna be having a savings challenge of 250k. That is 250,000. That's what we're gonna actually embarking on saving. Are we together? I'm pretty sure if you give somebody this amount of money, even half of this amount of money, that person can actually transform their life in a very tremendous manner. So what do? We actually come together in a WhatsApp group, okay, and it's a VIP WhatsApp group. Why do I mean it's a VIP? It's a VIP in the sense that anything related to, for example, the 250,000 savings challenge, it's actually about investing in a money market fund. Actually, I will be having two WhatsApp groups. One, it will be about saving on 250,000, that is 250,000, and investing that money in a money market fund. And now we'll be having another group at the same time. The two will be running concurrently. The other one will be about investing on shares. This is where everything pertaining shares will be discussed. And if you happen to join either of the group, let's say you join this and this, you'll be guided on how to invest in a money market fund, picking the best money market fund, factors to consider when picking a money market fund. Are we together? Now, everything about it and how to invest about it. And the other thing, if you join another one about the shares, this is where you'll be guided about everything pertaining the shares, how to join the share, how to actually invest on shares. That is by virtue of you opening the CDS account, how to pick a stockbroker to facilitate that process of buying shares, because by law you need to have a stockbroker, and that is where most of the people get confused. They don't even know who to pick. Or by the way, when I say who, they're not individuals, they're actually companies. They don't even know which company to actually pick so that they can be able to embark on the shares buying. Time to time market analysis will actually be provided in that particular group. Another thing is actually the actual process of buying shares, how to maneuver around that particular app or that particular website or that particular platform, how to actually purchase the shares. And of course, what we call the motivation, okay? Every time you get the motivation, and you're gonna be guided each and every day what you're supposed to do in case you have any question. And by the way, guess what? You not only have me to answer your question, but you also have other people who have already invested in that particular thing. So you'll be having a pool of people who are on the same mission, who have it's like you having a car and being a group of people who own, let's say you own a Honda, and then you're in a group of people who own a Honda car. And then let's say someone somewhere experience a certain problem about the Honda. And of course, you'll be there to learn about that particular thing. So you see, that's the importance of coming together. Remember what I told you guys. It's always good to come together with people who have the same mind. So don't forget, I'll be having 2 WhatsApp groups. That is the one about investing $250,000, that is on a money market fund, continuously throughout the year of 2025. And another one will be about investing on shares. So these two will be running concurrently, okay? Now, what will be happening here is that how do you join that particular WhatsApp groups? How do you join those WhatsApp groups? That's the biggest question. It is quite simple and it is not complicated. Now, the one for joining the challenge of 250,000 at the end of the 2025, this VIP group, guess how much I will be charging you? Less than 1 shilling a day. I'll charge you only 300 Kenyan shilling the whole year, per year. Can you imagine that? Per year. A year is made up of 365 days. I'm actually charging you less than 1 shilling particular day just to be in that particular group for the entire stretch of the year where you'll be learning all this particular trip. Now, when it comes to shares is a bit complex. Share is a bit, it needs a lot of energy, a lot of time, and a lot of, take through and what have you. So for you to join the shares one, how to invest on shares and everything about it, it will be 400 throughout per year. What does it mean? It means that this is slightly above 1 shilling per day. It's like 1.2 or 1.3 shilling per day throughout particular year, and you get the privilege. By the way, if you were to contact me at your own personal level, you want me to guide you about shares. If you have ever contacted me, well, how much did I charge you? I mean, about shares, definitely it's more than this. Are we together? It's more than several times than this one. So anyway, with only 400, you actually get yourself into this particular WhatsApp group, the two of the shares one, and if you have the 300, you get. And if you would like to go with the two of them, of which I highly recommend, of course, you'd be like, oh, Joseph, you want us? Of which I highly recommend. Why? Because if you compare the MMF and the shares, these are investments, but there are two sets of investments. Why? You find this one, it's an amazing way of actually accumulating your cash, and this one is actually, you see, the two of them, they actually fall under different categories in terms of the risk. This one is a moderate to high, this one is a low risk. So I usually recommend have the two, especially if you're young. Why? Because this one is a way that actually cautions you from inflation, and also the money that you've invested here, there are chances of it growing at a faster rate compared to this one. Why? Because you have two ways of growing your money in this particular category. One is usually the dividends, which you usually get each and every year or semi-annually if the company is giving the interim dividends. Okay, and number two is what we call the capital gain. Capital gain simply means when you actually buy shares and you would like to dispose them, of course, at a profit if they have actually increased in price. Let's say you bought at 10 shilling, and then of that shares has actually increased all the way up to, around, say 15, 20, whatever. You can actually sell that. And the difference between the much you bought and the much you're selling, that is what we call the capital gain. So what am I even saying in this particular point? I'm saying that if you're out there, you'd like to join me, don't forget, this is my number. Most of you have been asking me, hey, Joseph, what is your number? Oh, what? And now let me just write this number here so that you can be able to, let me just put it in bold, in bigger, so that you can be able to get it. That's my number. And this 0, you can actually substitute it. Oh my goodness, my pen is actually refusing to work with me. You can actually substitute it with +254. It depends. Either way, if you're in Kenya, you can actually write 011445618, or you can actually substitute that with +254. This is our code. So don't put +254 and 0. No, the 0 and the 2 plus 254 is actually a substitute of each other. So it depends. Some people usually save my number this way. They say they are not getting me on the WhatsApp. And if you do it on the +254, you can actually get me on WhatsApp. And please, kindly, if you ask me, I would prefer you text me on WhatsApp than calling. That line is actually very busy, has a lot of traffic, and I'm not complaining. Sometimes I try the best I can to make sure that I call back all the calls, but sometimes, hey, I might miss your call anyway. But if you leave a text on the WhatsApp, I will actually make sure that I actually respond out there. Are we together? So text me on WhatsApp, and then from there we can be able to get started. So if you want to join the two groups, it will be 700, that is 400, and the 300 By the way, that 700, it's like less. It's like $6. It's like $6 in terms of dollars. It's like $6 for the entire per year, and you get those two VIP groups. Less than $6 actually, and then you're into that particular group. I hope my numbers can actually be seen anyway. I hope you can actually see that number. You can just post the video, zoom it, zoom in, then you can be able to get that number, and then you can contact me, and then we can talk business from there. So anyway, guys, don't forget, don't I usually tell people, yeah, I'm pretty sure that you're about to write your resolutions on what you achieve and such kind of a thing. I always tell people, you know, just pick that one thing. Don't even pick two, don't pick three, don't pick four. Just pick that one thing that you'll be like, you know what, I've been writing resolutions for like forever. I've not been following those resolutions. I don't even know what happens. The second month you've given up and such. Okay. And let me tell you one thing. So when you pick a single specific thing that you really matters and means a lot to you in that particular year, that will be the easiest way to actually pursue that particular goal. So pick that one thing, be serious onto it, find somebody who is actually on a mission of the same thing, and back with them, and then at the end of the day you're gonna actually celebrate together. By the way, it's quite interesting that some members in that particular group, I love to make this joke, you know, because it was so interesting actually. Some members of that particular group, they actually married each other. Well, I'm not telling you come to that particular group of mine and then you're looking for guys to get married. No, I'm just, I mean, after all, these guys are adults, so you cannot restrict anybody, whatever they would like to do. Anyway, the point is, be good. Go ahead, pick that number, give me a text on WhatsApp. Let's talk business. For now, it's a good vibe. But don't forget, as always, if you're not interested in those WhatsApp groups, again, I do have booklets about investments, about shares, about MMF, about bills, about bonds, about rates, about anything that you'd like to get as far as those investments are concerned. I'm also open to consultations as far as the investments are concerned. Not because that I'm perfect, not because that I know everything, but because, hey, I have something that I can share with you, you know? And just like an iron sharpens another iron, so do we learn from each other. So guys, see you in the next one. Looking forward to meeting you on the other side. Thank you.